Well, hello there, friends. Another fantastic recipe today. I'm making a pork loin. Beautiful, juicy, amazing. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell. Stay tuned, friends. We're going to do it together. All right, friends, let's get into it. Pork loin. Have you ever had a pork chop or a pork loin that was dry? Squeaky dry, right? Because pork doesn't have any fat in there. It's amazing when you think about it, right? All the fat is in the bacon. But a pork loin and a pork chop doesn't have any fat. If you look at this thing right here, friends, you can see it's beautiful, but there's no fat at all. Check out this belly. That's some belly, man. Oh, mamma mia. I buy that in an Indian market. We have a little it's called, matter of fact, it's called the Little Market in Fort Lauderdale, an Indian market. Really nice man runs it. And he said, you want some bay leaf? I said, yeah, look at those bay leaf. I've never seen them so big before. Anyway, we're going to put them in there. It's going to give us a little umami flavor, like je ne sais quoi. You don't have it, don't worry about it. All right, so we'll get back to this later. What we're going to do, we're going to put it in the brine. We got to introduce some moisture because otherwise, since it has no fat in it, it's going to be dry, and we got to avoid that. So the only thing to do is to brine him. Brining is a salt water, introducing some moisture. That's very simple to do. I got about 8 cups of water in here, my friend. I'm putting a third of a cup of sugar, salt. I use a kosher salt. And I have a third of a cup of brown sugar. And I got some juniper berry. You don't have any juniper berry? Don't be looking for them. Don't worry. I got another one of those. Then gives you a little je ne sais quoi. You got to smack them. Because if you don't smack them, they don't release too much flavor. So you just smack them a little bit. That's all. Just a little bit. That's all. You don't need to really go nuts in smacking them. But I'm right in there. All right? And then you're going to take a whisk, and you're going to give it your salt a little time to dissolve, friends, right? Because it makes no sense to put it in there if your salt is not dissolved, okay? You know what's the toughest thing to do is to find the right container, because a pork loin is kind of big, and if I had to look around to find a container that was going to fit in there, right? So now what do we do with the pork loin? You don't have to really do anything to it. You can just pop it in here. But, you know, I'm old-fashioned. I like to do certain things to it. So in the brine, you introduce moisture. You don't really introduce flavor. But it's not going to hurt if we poke a little hole in there. And don't worry about it. All the juice is going to come out. It doesn't, right? And then you take a clove of garlic. And you see how big that garlic was? And now look. Oop. You don't see it no more. You see that? I do this for the leg of lamb also, friends. I put it in there. You don't want to put a garlic, don't worry about it. Leg of lamb is great. Even a roast, it's fabulous. Even a beef roast, it's fabulous. You poke a hole in there, and then you poke that in there right there. And let me tell you, you'll know. And if you get lucky enough to get that piece of garlic, you'll be amazed. You'll see when you cut it. You see, you don't have to do nothing. Just poke a hole and just push it in. Push it in, push it in, push it in. That's it, right? We got one here, we got one here. Yeah, that's enough. I mean, you got the idea, right? So now, that's all we're going to do, friends. We're going to take this guy right there. Now, you got to make sure it's submerged. Submerged. That means, you know, submerged. See? Submerged. That means it's totally in the water. Put your je ne sais quoi bay leaves in there, friends. And you're going to leave this about 3-4 hours. No more than that. It'll get too salty. 3-4 hours is enough to introduce the moisture, and you're going to be amazed at how much more moist, how much more tender it is. All right? So we're going to let that do its thing, and we'll be back in about 3-4 hours, and we'll finish it. We're going to roast it. We're going to make a nice sauce, and it's going to be delicious. All right? So we'll be back in a few minutes. For you, in a few minutes. For me, 3-4 hours. Okay, friends. Well, let me show you how to do this. It's pretty simple. Not a complicated deal at all. You know, I decided to buy all the meat is so expensive these days. All the beef and the lamb and mamma mia, everything's so expensive. Pork is still one of the meat that is not affected too much, okay? That's $6.99 a pound. So this is a dinner, and a lunch for at least a day and a half, 2 days. This is a lot of, this is big. This is 3 pounds, folks. This is a pork roast. You usually get it like that. It's already brined, and not much, I mean, it's already brined. It's already tied. So this is brined about 3-4 hours, like I showed you how to do it. We're gonna skip the salt because it's already salted, and I guarantee you, if you do it correctly, you don't have to salt it anymore. You're done. We're going to put a glaze on it later on after it's cooked for a little while. We're going to cook it at about 140, which is still a little not enough, but we're going to put a glaze in it to give it a beautiful color, okay? So we're going to put the thermometer. We're going to go about 135. We know it's not cooked yet, but it's enough. So now I got clarified butter in here, and I'm going to put it in the pan. I'm going to give it a beautiful, beautiful caramelization all the way around it. Let me get a rack to clean up my hands and my my board. And then we're going to start a little tomato sauce, friends. And tomato puree, more like a tomato puree. And it's not because it's with apple, then it's got to be sweet, you know. It's a savory thing that's going on over there. We're going to do a savory tomato puree. Tomato. Italian in me too much sometimes. Apple puree we're going to make, okay? So the clarified butter is good. This is going to smoke the whole thing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move it over there, and I'm going to come over here now, okay? Because it's going to smoke. It's probably going to smoke the camera over there, but there's not much we can do about that. All right? I'm going to put a little butter in there. There you go. Now this time I'm going to put regular butter because I don't mind if my butter burns a little bit, because I'm going to control it. I'm checking it to make sure this is going to give me a nice color here, friends. We're looking for some caramelization, some Maillard reaction, okay? And this is what I know I don't have enough right here, but we're going to do it all the way around, and we're going to flip it, and we're going to pop it in the oven, and we're going to put a nice glaze on it, okay? So right now I'm looking for some color, and then we're going to do it. Let me put this here for now. The applesauce, the apple puree. I got little shallots in there. You're going to say, shallots for an apple puree? Remember, it's supposed to be savory, friends. It's not going to be sweet, okay? We got the apple. Let me check this guy over there. It's starting to look good. I want it to look very good, not just good. I got Granny Smith apple here, friends. Granny Smith apple. And I got them in lemon juice. They're already tart apple as it is. And now I got them in lemon juice, so they're going to be even more tart. We're starting to look good here, you see? Now, this guy's going to take a long time to cook, folks. I'm going to show you the right way to do it. Because after you brine, I promise you, this is not going to be dry no more. It's going to be nice and moist. It's going to be tender, juicy. Be careful. Don't burn your shallots. Look at this. All right, look at those shallots in there, friends. We're going to put a little garlic in there. Boy, let's go on today. Oh, mamma mia. And then we're going to put the apple. Then I cut, peeled it, and lemon juice with it so they didn't turn too black. Okay, and here we go. We're going to put this in there. All right. Everything you put on the side, put them in there. All right. Let's go back to this guy right there. I'm really confusing the camera now, but I think they got it. They got it all under control, those guys. Hey, good, let me tell you. So we got the, and then what we're going to do, we're going to process this. You watch. We're going to make it beautiful. What kind of a flavor can we give it? You know, I don't know about you guys, but I love cumin. Mamma mia, I love smoke in here. We're gonna get the whole smoke detector going. But I tell you, this is gonna be amazing. All right, look, I got enough color all the way around. I'm gonna pop it in the oven. All right, I got my oven going at 375, 400. Oh, mamma mia, this is so heavy. It's a good thing I did my workout this morning. Between the roast and the pan, this thing is heavy. Let me tell you. There we go. Go in the oven. Smoke up the oven. Holy moly macaroni. All right, next. Oh, mamma mia. You know, I got to forget something. I was going to show you something, so let me forget. I forgot to do it. I always forget something. You know, this would not be my show if I didn't forget something, right? Ay, 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 ay. Take it out of the pot. You'll say, what is he going to do? I show you. Now, how are you going to know when this thing is 135, 140? How are you going to know? What, are you going to poke it every 5 minutes? No, you're not. You're going to take one of those guys right there. All right, a thermometer, you put it right in there. Okay, if you saw the primary video that I do, which if you want to cook a good primary, you got to watch that video. Link right over there. When you do a primary, you got to check it out. Same deal, except we're not doing reverse sears for this. We're going to take this, we're going to go in the middle. Look how tender it is, like butter. I'm telling you, like butter. After you brine it. You put this about when you think it's going to be in the middle, about like right there. That's going to be about the middle, right? And then you take this out of there. You put it back in there, in the pan. See, so now you didn't miss anything. It's more dramatic if I forget something. I need a two-hand over there to do this. Right? You take that thing right there, that thing. I'm very technical today, you notice? Take the wire, then come out of the oven, you plug it back in, and then you put it right there. And you stay right there. It gives you a temperature of 40 degrees, because it's cold. And now, when it gets to 120, 125, 135, you keep an eye on it, and we're going to take it out of, you know, I got to remember, I want it to be 145, 150 internal finish temperature, but I got to put a glaze on it, so I'm going to take it out of 130, all right? You come back. I'm going to take it out of 130. And then we'll put a glaze on it, and we'll finish cooking it to 145, and then we're going to let it rest, and then we're going to cut it, all right? Now, what else do I got to do with this? I got a mess right there. That's okay. I'm not going to touch this. Let me finish this right now. I'm going to put this. I'm going to bring this back to life. I'm going to put a little cumin, friends. I love cumin. I don't know about you. Cumin is wonderful, but you got to be careful with cumin, friends. Background. Put it in the background. Don't put it in the foreground, please. Whatever you do, don't put it in the foreground, meaning otherwise you won't even test the apple. You'll test cumin. What are you eating? I'm eating cumin. That's what it is. Spices, cinnamon, cloves, all nutmeg, all that stuff. In the background, not in the foreground. A little bit of, I'm going to sneeze. Cayenne pepper. Excuse me, God bless me. There you go. Little cayenne pepper, not much. So now look, we got lemon juice, we got beautiful flavor, and we got cayenne pepper. So we got a little spice, we got nice flavoring, we got the sweet of, no, we don't have the sweet yet, but it's coming. We're going to put a little bit of, because we got a lot of acid in there. Acid in the lemon, the apple acid. So I'm going to put a bit of maple syrup. Yeah, I love maple syrup. Maple syrup and cumin, those two together. Let me tell you, friends. All right, we're going to cook this up, cook it down, and then we're going to process this. I'm going to show you, and we're going to make it beautiful. All right? Okay, friends. Well, look at that. You see, the apples have lost most of their moisture. And they're quite acid, you know. To begin with, the apple themselves are acid, and then I put the lemon juice in it, and so it is really acid, eh? So, but it's okay. We want it that way. We want it that way because we didn't want it to be a apple sauce in the term of, you know, sweet apple sauce. We want it to be an apple puree, and you can add some sweet potato to this. You can add butternut squash. So I got a test for you guys. If I want to offset acidity, what can I put in there? Well, we know we can put sugar, right? When you make a lemonade, you put sugar. But now when you're making lemon sauce, what do you put? Sugar? No. I got a clue. It's right there. Fat. Fat offset acidity the same way. So some butter in there. And do it when the apple is still hot. And all you got to do, friends, is process this until it's smooth like a baby's butt. I'm talking about very smooth. I want it to be so smooth. Remember, it's all about texture, friends. Smooth, smooth, smooth. And then we test it, make sure it's okay. And if it's not the right consistency, then we add more butter. So now, it's smooth, but it needs more butter. So I'm going to into the bowl to take it out. Well, I'll take it out later, actually. I don't have to take it out right now. See, now what happened is I wanted to put it in the bowl, and then what happened is we're going to put more butter to build the consistency. So we'll do that when we're ready to serve it. And then we're going to season it, and we're going to check for seasoning to make sure it's still acid. So that's okay. I love it. More acid it is, and more butter I can put in. You could put some sugar in there if you want it, or maple syrup if you wanted to, but I'm not interested in making it sweet. I'm interested in perfectly balanced between the sweet and the sour. And the butter is my choice. You pick whatever tools you like, but you'll be happy with butter. I promise you. We're going to test it. So this is how you do it. This is how you do it, you see? You test it, friends. You test it. And then you'll know. You know if it's perfect balance for you. It's perfect. All right, I'll put it in a bowl. I'll deal with it later. In the meantime, I'm going to go over there now. And I am now going to make the glaze that I'm going to put on top of the pork. All right? So, to make it stick, we're going to put a little bit of honey, and I like to use acacia honey. I don't know if you ever use acacia honey. It's quite special. It's very delicate honey, acacia honey. The problem with acacia honey is it doesn't grow. No acacia tree grows in America. It grows in Europe. So they have it in Italy, they have it in France, they have it in many acacia trees. So it's a very delicate honey. Huh? I love it. So little honey in there. Then we're going to put a little bit of toasted sesame oil. Just a little bit of toasted sesame oil in there. We're going to put, for salt, a little bit of soy sauce. Just a little bit of soy sauce, very little. That's going to give us a little salt in there. Then we're going to put a touch of Worcestershire sauce. And remember, when you're doing this recipe, you're missing one ingredient or two ingredients. Don't worry about it. Not that big a deal, okay? It really is not. You know, you'll be fine, trust me, without it. A little bit of sriracha. That's my favorite hot sauce. Use whatever makes you happy. Really, we wanted to make it the way it's going to stick with a brush when we put it on there. A little bit of the cumin, because that's our flavor. All right, we're going to put a little bit of the cumin in there. Very, very little. Maybe just a touch more. I could have put the cayenne in there also. And then I'm going to put a touch of vanilla, friends. Just a little bit of vanilla. I like to use Tahitian vanilla. And I don't need that much, really. Just a couple of drops in there. That's all I really need. And then I'm going to test it. And then I'm going to brush it on. Let me get a spoon. And we want to test it. We want to see, is this going to be good? I mean, it's got to be good. Wow. It's good. Okay, so it's got to taste good on its own. That's all there is to it, right? I mean, if it doesn't taste good, it's not going to taste good over there. So you got to test it. I don't care if it's a marinade you're doing. I don't care if it's a glaze you're doing. It's got to taste good. So the pork is still cooking. We're going to let it cook. And then when it's almost done, but not done, we're going to brush this on it. And we're going to put it back in the oven. We're going to maybe increase the heat a little bit to get it a nice crust on the outside. And that's all there is to it. And then also we're going to do some little vegetables. All right? So I'll be back in a little while. Okay, friends, temperature is about 130. 130. Hello, thermometer lost in the oven. There you go. Oh, boy. You think it's going to work? Continue working? That's okay. I don't need it anymore now. Oh, mamma mia, the pan is so heavy, friends. So heavy. Look at this. Look at this. Let's take this thing out of there. I know it's not ready yet, but I don't need it anymore. Let me flip it so you guys can see what we're looking at. We're looking beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. This is gorgeous, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to brush it with my glaze. I'm going to brush it with a glaze, and I'm going to put it back in there. And that's it, my friends. See, we're going to brush it right there. Put it everywhere. I'm going to brush it, and then we're going to put it back in there. It needs probably another 10 minutes. I didn't want to put this too soon because this would make it darker too soon. You see, friends? So this is going to be enough right there. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? All right. I don't know why I'm saving it, but I'm saving it. Let me put this back in there, friends. And like I said, probably 10 minutes. 10 minutes should give us the temperature we want. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, 130 is not quick enough. I agree. We're going to get it to internal temperature of 145. I know some of you said, oh, you got to cook pork at 165, 170. No, you don't. Don't worry. The only thing that could go wrong is trichinosis. Trichinosis has been eradicated for like 50 years. We haven't had a case of trichinosis, whatever you say. It dies at 138 degrees, so don't worry about it. 145, 150 is going to be nice and moist and juicy. Okay, friends, when you take it out of the oven, don't forget, put a towel on the fry pan thing. I know you think you're going to remember, but you get busy. You got stuff to do. You're not going to remember that, so make sure you put a towel, right? Leave it out. Let it rest for a good 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't know. Somewhere around there, about 8.5 minutes. Take it out right there. And friends, I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, I'm going to deglaze this. Burn bits. Trust me. You don't want to deglaze nothing here, okay? This, you're going to have to clean it up. Okay, that's all. Don't worry about deglazing this and making a nice sauce with it. Yeah, it's not the dish, okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to cut the twine because they're not so good. And I'm just going to cut one. I'm just going to get going. I'm going to keep going later. There you go. This is going to be garbage anyway. So right there, I just want to cut it to show you guys. So this is what I'm going to do. I got my slicer right there. And I'm telling you, this is going to be beautiful. It's going to be delicious. And my hands are going to be such a mess. So, because it's the glaze thing, so I'm going to take a tongue, right? And all we're going to do, friends, is we're going to cut it. And I'm telling you what, this is going to be like butter. Look how moist that is. Look at this moisture, friends. Look at this. Look at this. This is like amazing. So cut it a little. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, look. Look at it right there with the garlic. Look how moist that is, friends. You see? And this is perfectly cooked. Oh, twine. Extra twine. You know, I used to tell my customer at the cooking school sometimes, if you find a piece of twine, you get 2 desserts. So look at this. I mean, wow. My friends, look at this. This is going to be like, oh. Now remember, this is amazing, my friend. Serve it with the vegetables. I'm going to put it on the platter. I'm going to cut, I'm going to put it on the platter. I was going to make a plate, and much better with the platter. This right there is going to be amazing. Let's see how juicy that is. Now, this is never going to be a pork tenderloin. Pork tenderloin is always going to be more tender. But this, as a pork loin, let me tell you, my friends. It is as delicious as a pork loin is ever going to be. Got nice moisture. It's tender. The salt penetrated to salt the whole. It's just fantastic. I hope you make it. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the next few days with another fantastic video. Friends, I just realized I forgot to tell you about the sauce. Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. And remember, it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be savory, not a sweet dessert sauce. It's got the spice in it. It's got the perfect balance between the sweet and the sour. And the butter makes it like so amazing. Try that too, don't forget.